Oh, you're
And
live.
live. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How's everybody doing? Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
So before we start, thank you for everyone who sent us stars last time.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. Thank you.
You can find stars in the comment section, and it's a way to, what do we call it? A virtual tip jar?
Oh, yeah, it's like a tip jar. Yeah.
It's a tip jar, so you can send us a tip if you like our lives or if you just like us in general. And thank you for those of you who have done so in the past.
I'm just going to mention on YouTube, if you're watching via YouTube, it's super chat there. And because I get questions on my YouTube, where are the stars? There's no stars if you're watching from YouTube. It's super chat. And look for that feature in the comments section as well.
So thank you for joining us in our regular, today's Tuesday cookie lunch with, I'm Hani of Hanilas, and we have here Marlon of Montreal Confections and also Amber from Sweet Ends. And ladies, what are you going to do today for us?
Well, if we had, this was our little promo slide we were going to do today, elegant.
Mm-hmm.
So elegant Halloween.
Whatever elegant, I mean, it's just like this year, especially when I went to Michael's, they had lace pumpkins and that type of stuff, you know. So Amber, do you want to show yours first?
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me put your hands in. I took the hands out. I'll switch.
So I'm gonna
Switch there. Very nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing today.
I loaded a picture, so I'll put my picture. So I'm using a rolling pin, like an embossing rolling pin, to make some cookies today. And so I'm not a huge fan of royal icing. I sadly don't really like doing it.
You keep saying that.
And so these are my the chocolate cookies with the cocoa powder I've been raving about. So
okay.
Thank you for everyone. Before we jump in, I just wanted to acknowledge we have people from all over the world joining us today. Anna from Italy, Amy, hey Amy, Jimena from Houston. I hope I said your name right. We have Tam Tam, Long Island, California, Greece. We have hey June.
Did you see June said ham for lunch?
Ham for lunch. It's okay as long as you are watching how we decorate cookies. I think we can we can.
Well, it's Henny, Amber, Marlin.
Oh, okay. I'm slow thinking. I just took a nap. That is so awesome. Okay, we have Sandra from Texas. She's making cute pumpkin cookies. Teresa from San Antonio. We have Utah. Hello, everyone. Hungary. We have Pittsburgh, Arizona, Canada, Brazil. This is my first time catching this live from Georgia. Thank you for joining us. We do hold lives every week on Tuesday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And each week we decorate, different designs. Today, ladies will be decorating Halloween cookies in elegant style.
Yes.
Amber is going to start with her design, so you can go ahead and show us what you are going to make.
So I'm doing, this is, you might be able to tell because it's sort of orange. This is my pumpkin spice cookie recipe. And this recipe is available on my Patreon. So if you subscribe on Patreon, you'll get access to my pumpkin spice recipe as well as my regular orange cardamom recipe and my royal icing recipe. And I'm using this 4-inch plaque cookie cutter. And this cookie cutter is available in my shop. And that is, we'll post a link in the comments to the shop. So I'll just start out by flooding I'm using flood consistency icing and a tip number 3. And this is just gray. I used Chef Master Black Diamond to make this gray color. So
the cookie dough matches your nails, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's gold. Is it like gold? Oh no, you have like
Oh,
a
you got fancy this
little
week.
bit of gold.
Two-color thing.
Yep. I wanted to do something very like fall.
Very nice.
Thanks.
It's cool. In the meantime, I'm trying to.
So this whole
put my
needle
own
thing, I've come to the conclusion that this is a hypnosis technique.
This with the scribe tool.
Yeah, the swirling there, I think
Mhm.
that's what you're trying to do with everybody.
Well, that's
Oh,
why
you're just trying to put me to like slow, like okay, I'm
yeah,
gonna
that's why
do it
people
slowly.
enjoy them.
It is very relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah, she pulls everybody in with that you know,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to buy cookie cutters. You're
So, guys, if you are just joining us, if you haven't seen our lives, you can post your questions. If you have a question, you can post it in the comments, and we will answer your question as we go through the live. We have I'm falling asleep, hypnotized. I'm totally with you. I love you guys. I'm from Chile. Good day, ladies. Petty Blue, South Africa, Spain. We have Romania. I'm so glad I'm able to catch a live. Love decorating cookies. Hello from North Dakota. Thank you, Stacy.
So I'm doing kind of like a marbled effect here. So I'm just adding a few squiggles of white flood consistency icing. And
that could have been a good one for the creepy day. That kind of looks like maggots on.
Oh no! Yeah, it doesn't look good now. Just wait. All right, and then I have this True Color Liquid Silver Shine. So this is like luster dust, but it's already mixed with alcohol. Edible.
What's the brand? True Color?
True Color. So this is made, True Color is the brand that does natural food coloring. And this one, I love this, the liquid silver. It comes out more white, but it gives really good coverage. So I like to use this one if I'm doing white or silver luster dust. So I'm just gonna take, so you can see.
Do you have to stir it?
Yeah, you do. And also the alcohol will dry out eventually. So you just need to add more, grain alcohol or very strong vodka. So I put 151 proof vodka in here when it gets dried out.
We have lots of people coming in. Don't worry guys, I will read the questions.
So I'm just gonna put a few little.
Okay, so what are you doing now? You just wetting the brush and putting some of the.
Yeah, so you can see it's a little bit thick right now. So I'm gonna add some more of my 151 proof alcohol.
You can also use Everclear or
yeah.
I guess clear alcohol with high content would work.
And then this is not in my shop, but it is on Amazon, and they also have it at NewYorkCake.com, NYCake.com.
Oh, hi from North Carolina. This is from Mar. I made the witch finger cookies. Remember you made those a few weeks ago?
Yeah. They were fun to make, those ones.
I missed that one.
That's a good project for you and the girls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Olive would love that.
So now I'm just swirling these.
Hello to Poland. So I'm gonna get to some of the questions we have. Megan is watching us every Tuesday and Friday. I love you all from Pennsylvania. first live from Texas. Thank you for joining us, Jill. We have.
So I'll just tell you about the inspiration for this cookie.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, please do tell us.
We have this, like, these little boxes. They're like tiny little decorative boxes that have like enamel decoration on the inside. So I was looking at one the other day, and it just was like silver kind of marbled, sparkly enamel. So that's where I came up with the idea to do the base like this. And then when it dries, it
looks really cool. What did you say? It reminded of you, Marlon? It was like a tin foil, right? Like a really.
Oh yeah. So once I add the next layer, you'll see it'll look more. It'll look
more like tin. So is it really flat, Amber, or does it have like a bit of a texture?
It's textured a little bit just because of that liquid that I added on it, but it's pretty smooth for the most part.
We do have a question from Amanda. Why do you pipe so far from the edge?
Well, I don't use a stiff outline for my cookies, so it's just flood consistency. So I leave room because it's going to spread a little bit. And I also don't want to have to worry about piping that shape perfectly. So I'll just get the icing on there as quickly as I can, and then I can use this to shape it rather than trying to like pipe it perfectly the first time. You know what I mean? So that's why I do it that way. So that would need to dry overnight. Mar, do you want to start?
Do you have a recipe for the icing?
Yes, that is on my Patreon as well.
Oh, we don't have the ticker going. Where's the ticker?
Oh.
Yeah, there's my
Patreon. You can find Amber's Patreon. You can also find, I have recipe on my blog as well. Hanielas.com.
And I think all of our recipes are a little bit different, so you can try all three.
They are a little bit different, yes.
Your favorite.
I do like to use lemon juice, lots of lemon juice in my recipe. Okay, I'm looking at the comments.
There's a question I noticed there, Amber. Somebody's saying they tried to sign up for your higher Patreon thing. I'm guessing it's the one with the cookies, and I'm like, there's just so many cookies you can make for that. Are you going to increase that, or are you going to leave it?
Maybe after the holidays, I might add more spaces to that one. But as it is now, it's just a lot to do, that many cookies at once. So that's why I limit that VIP spot to just a few.
Yeah.
So yeah, check back. I mean, and also like a lot of times people will sign up and then they get their cookies and then they'll like go down to the lower level. So that way another space will open up. So if you just keep checking back, there might be a space available at the level. Yeah.
Just wanted to say hello to Retail Bakers of America.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
So I've got a picture. Because of what I'm doing today, I had to kind of like bake them. So I'm working with, this is the tools. So the cocoa powder is important in my opinion. There's different qualities, just like chocolate. Like if you get a Kit Kat or a chocolate bar at the convenience store, if you buy chocolate, high-end chocolate, it's different. Cocoa powder is a little bit like that. And then I'm using a textured rolling mat that you can see there. That pink rolling pin is by Wilton. I scoured the internet trying to find a link for that. The only place that it's available that I saw is here in Canada at Walmart and Michael's. I don't know if the American stores carries that, but that's a Wilton rolling pin silicone. Then I'm using Wilton white food gel. That's usually used to whiten buttercream because the butter is kind of yellowish, so it's to make it kind of more white. And I actually use that to airbrush with. It's more opaque than most airbrush colors. And then I'm using a cosmetics sponge to paint on the white. And I'm using that because it's safe for your skin, so I figured it was like non-toxic to put on the cookies. a lot of, like if you're using a paintbrush, it'll go into the little crevices, and I don't want the white to go into the crevices. I want that to remain the cookie color and then just paint the surface. And then you want to get a good, nice big pumpkin cutter. And so you don't have to use this one. This is Sweet Sugar Bell's pumpkin cutter, but you might not be able to find that particular cutter. Her stuff, she seems to release it and then not re-release it. And so here it's again a little tough to see because the dough's so dark. I'm using rolling guides, and there's only a few spots on the rolling pin with the roses. So you kind of have to gauge where it's going to be so that when you roll, you actually get the roses like at a good spot for you to be able to cut the cookie. So that was kind of like the trickiest part. And you'll see after I kind of adjust the lighting in the video just for you guys to see, because like I say, it's so black. My cookie cutter's black, my dough is almost black, and you can barely see the actual there. You see
I personally like it the way it is. I like it this way.
Yeah,
it's without anything.
And so then once that's done, I froze the cookies so that when you're handling them, they don't get all out of shape. So these are all frozen.
Oh, and that's so cool.
And then I slightly diluted it with some water.
Is that the sponge, or what are you using here?
A cosmetic sponge. It's also a cosmetic sponge. It's just a different, I didn't have the other triangular ones at that time. And so you're just dabbing it on, and you don't want to have it too liquidy because you don't want it to pool into those openings.
Mm-hmm.
So and it has to be a frozen cookie. If you start squishing this into a room temperature dough, you're just going to get a mess. You want to keep everything as sharp as possible. And again, you're baking these. So if they're frozen, it's going to help also to keep those nice indents, like that nice design in there. And so I think this is great for elegant Halloween, but also for Thanksgiving, fall, birthday, whatever. And after I was done painting them, I did spread them out a little bit more. They're quite crowded there. And then I baked them just as usual. I've used this technique on a few different cookie projects. For Easter, I did it with I did brush it on, and it gives it more like kind of like a wood grain effect when you do it with like those paintbrushes that have, you know, like more of a space there, those feathered kind of paintbrushes.
Mm-hmm.
I just bake that as usual. And then let me take that away, add tree, remove that one, switch. So I'll just show you the rolling pin here, and you'll see what I mean. Like you see the roses is like there and then there. So you only have these two kind of clusters. I didn't love the ends, not great, but this is, I think, $11. So if you go to Michael's with the coupon, this is probably the best.
We just have quite a lot of questions here. The white stuff that you were rubbing on the cookies, can you repeat what it was?
So that is Wilton white icing color. So that's what that is. And
so we had two questions like that. Then we had a question. There's another question coming in. So the embossing makes such a nice look. Michael's and Walmart in Albany, New York area sell the rolling pin. So also Michael's they saw it in Michael's.
The rolling pin is really not expensive. I've looked online. They have other silicone versions, but the reviews are horrible. This is like really nice quality.
I have a question. Where can you get the cocoa powder? So you source it out locally, right? But do they have it?
I did put it in my Amazon store. I did find it. It's available on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, I did add it there.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab Marilyn's Amazon link and I will add it ASAP into the.
And obviously, the darker the cookie dough, impacted by the cookie powder, the more of a contrast you'll get with the painting of the white, you see. And depending on how your cookie dough bakes, sometimes it can create a crackling effect with the vanilla dough. Sometimes it'll give you like, some people do the crackling with this product here. And so let's bring them out.
Oh yeah, I think so. Your sugar veil mat would work as well. I've used them many times for some things like that. This is a really nice design because it has a really nice the placing of the flower. The floral design.
Sugar veil, if you just price comparison, a sugar veil mat is much more expensive than this rolling pin.
So if you, I mean, I guess Caitlin is saying she can use her existing.
Oh yes.
If you have it, that's another. Yeah, you can put them to good use. You don't just have to use them for the lace.
So here they are. They all look a little bit different.
Another question: do you flour the rolling pin when you?
No, I didn't. I didn't
because
my dough was slightly chilled and it's silicone. It wasn't like really sticking. Maybe depending on the scenario, but it didn't. It was going like there was. As you guys watch the video here, let's go back to it. You can see there's no flour there. It's completely black and there was no sticking. And the design is quite deep, but it worked like a charm. Here you can see me run it across there. This video is short. The hardest part was making sure that I was lined up at the good spot to fit it on the pumpkin. And you need a really like a significant kind of big-ish pumpkin to get all that cluster in, or else you're going to chop part of it off. Right? You can fit it all in. I thought it's probably one of the nicer rose kind of rolling pins that I found. So personally, I would put them out like this. Like this is pretty much all I would do. I would put them in this. I made this here. Let me just switch the camera here. I made a little crate and you could wrap them up and present them in something like this. Put your cookies in there and you'd be good to go.
You made that?
I did with the silhouette. I cut my cookie stencils, but you can also do vinyl decal type things. You see, look at this one's for, I guess, fall, Thanksgiving, and then I made this one for like Christmas. So you can put, I'm backwards. You could put Christmas tree cookies in there.
That's cute.
Adorable.
And so these wood boxes are available at the dollar store. So like $2 to $3, you paint them. A little activity to do, And so personally, like I said, I would leave them, but we're supposed to be decorating cookies, so I'll decorate them.
Yeah.
I added a little bit of icing to them, but kept it really simple. I was actually going to do them only in white, but what did she say about pie crust?
Cute on pie crust.
Oh, absolutely. The thing though about the pie crust might go right through the pie crust because it's quite a deep, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you don't want it to go like completely. So now this is really easy because you're essentially just filling in these gaps.
Have you ever tried it with a wooden pin? Rolling pin, you have. Could you use flour to avoid dough sticking? Can you give your recommendations?
I'm sorry, Han, what?
Have you tried this with a wooden?
Oh yes, I have. I have two of those rolling pins.
And have you used flour with it, or how did you manage?
Yes, I did have to use flour with the wood ones.
Mm.
I did. I actually had a custom one made that says Montreal Confections.
Oh, wait, cool. You cut cookie stencils with a silhouette? Explain, please.
Well, silhouette is a machine that is essentially like a personal cutter that you'd have in your house, like when you print any document. Well, you're essentially sending that information, that the stencil, to this machine, and it cuts like automatically whatever you want it to cut. So I design my cookie stencils and then I send it to the silhouette and it cuts all my stencils for me.
I believe Marlene has her stencil listed in the Amazon shop. I just added the link so you guys can check it out in the comments. And when you get to Marlene's Amazon, you can see her individual bundle supply kit. So she also has today's project listed there, and you can find everything you need
So this
for
is,
today's cookies there.
yeah, this is if you're a beginner, this is a fun project. You know, you're just filling in the holes. You know exactly where to pipe. So it's low stress. And the other thing, these cookies were frozen. So with the embossing, you just, after they're done, throw them in the freezer, and the day you're ready to decorate, you can pull them out. So this is just plain white icing, and I'm filling in kind of the little.
So Kathy is saying that her silhouette didn't cut well. What material you use for stencils? Now we have touched upon this before. Maybe you want to repeat.
So most, like the cookie talk or the groups and all that people like talk about stencil cutting will often recommend a 0.007 plastic in that range. And I also have had not very much luck with regards to that plastic. It's a little bit too thick for a silhouette. So I ordered 0.004, and that works like it cuts like butter. Factory setting, and it cuts like every time perfectly. So you want to look at 0.004 stencil material to cut your cookie stencils. And since if you're not selling them, they don't need to be super industrial thick plastic, you know. And I tend to lose my stuff, so I'm kind of happy that they're not super great. So then if I need to cut another one, it's not so painful. Like, you know, and often with us anyway, I don't know about you guys, we don't make the same cookie twice, so we don't need
Right.
prepared, right? And now
Okay, Byron is asking. Okay, hello, Byron.
Hi, Byron.
Are these cookies edible? Just asking.
yeah, these cookies are completely edible, and they will be eaten. They will be eaten. These, if I bring these up, the chocolate, my son, this is his favorite.
Yeah, somebody was asking whether this is like just a good chocolate recipe. Yes, because you use a really good chocolate. Chocolate. You use a really good cocoa powder.
Yes.
Is this the cocoa powder that has kind of like the Oreo flavor?
Kind of, yes, I would say.
Oh.
Yes, it's very intense. It's dark chocolate. And so now, again, it's all up to you what you want to do. Like, I'm just filling in the leaf gaps with this green, but you could do all white. These would be maybe nice for a wedding.
Oh, yeah. I do have a question.
Sherry was saying.
I'll go ahead.
I was just saying that Sherry was saying that I had done some kind of elegant Halloween last week, and she was saying they would be great for a wedding. Like if you have someone getting married on Halloween.
People do. Halloween is a big holiday. Yeah, people do get married on Halloween.
Fall weddings. Anyway,
is the silhouette like a cricket, right?
Yeah, cricket. I don't own a cricket. The thing about cricket that from what I've read, is it's trickier with regards to the program, like the graphics program that you need to understand. So if you've got no problem understanding SVG files and all that and digital drawing, then yes, silhouette is, you can draw with your pencil, trace it out in black marker, take a picture with your phone, drag it into the silhouette, and it will cut it. So depending on your digital capabilities, a silhouette might be a better option.
Rachel says that she uses heated laminated sheets to make stencils with her silhouette. Have you ever heard that or tried it?
Well, is that a silkscreen stencil? Heated laminated sheets with my silhouette. That must be fairly thick. I mean, if it works for you, then fantastic. Most people have problems with the thickness of the plastic. They have to have the blade pass over multiple times, and they lose some of their detail. And so
I think there is a confusion. Sherry is asking, so cookies can be cut from frozen dough? I think you cut them out and then you froze them, right?
Right. That's right.
And then she used makeup sponge dipped in white Wilton. It's essentially food coloring, right?
It is. It's just a little bit, I think, more concentrated. It's like thicker.
CatCon is asking, what cocoa powder is that you used?
I added it to
like Oreo. That tastes like Oreo. And where can we find the chocolate cookie recipe?
the cookie recipe is in my paid groups, and the cocoa powder's in the Amazon store. That's Berry Chocolate. It's a well-known producer of high quality cocoa and chocolate. They do the chocolate for.
Do you have the link in your Amazon for the cocoa powder or no?
The bag is right here. Let me put it in. You can see it right there. That's the bag.
It is in the Amazon. So it's Brut Extra. So it's 1 kilo, and it's $22. That's not bad at all, right? Price wise, I think it's a good price as well.
After I started using it, I would never go back to anything else.
Heather is late to the party.
So that's it.
Thank you for joining us. Even though you're a little late, you can still rewatch all the lives, guys, in the playlist on Facebook.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And yummy. So let's put your hands back in. There's Amber's hands. We'll take out this.
Thank you.
There we go.
And I saw a few questions.
Yeah, please.
Megan was asking if you join my Patreon at like the all access level or whatever, the official patron level, you can move up later if another spot opens. So you can jump back and forth whenever you want. And she said she just joined. So thank you, Megan, for subscribing on Patreon. I really appreciate that. And then, yeah, Hen and Marlon both also have Patreon pages. So you can, did you want to put those links up?
Silhouette's more her ability. That's kind of funny to me.
So there's
my abilities too.
So basically what you can do, you go on Patreon, you do / Montreal Confections, or you do / Sweet Ends, or you do / Hanilas. Although I have to be honest, I have not been posting much on Patreon these past few months, but hopefully I will start soon. So what are you doing now?
So I'm just going to add another layer of this liquid shine that I used earlier.
Yeah, we did have a question about that. Could you maybe show the bottle again? It's called, I'll put the
True Color Liquid
comment. It's called True Color Liquid.
You recall what the price is? That's a big bottle.
I think it's like $8 or $9 on New York Cake.
Really? That's not bad.
NewYorkCake.com. On Amazon, it's like 20 something. But then you get, prime shipping or whatever. Oh, and I also wanted to say hi to Aunt Norma, who's watching from Delray Beach, Florida. My grandmother's sister.
Is that who is it?
My grandmother's sister.
Oh, hello. Oh, Cheryl is buying plastic binder dividers in the home office section from the store, I guess, to use for the stencils. Fabiola is here as well.
Hello, Fabiola.
Hello.
Mexican connection, right? Are the cookies kosher?
Well, you can make them kosher at your house. You don't have to worry about.
Because I think that most of these ingredients that we use are kosher.
Are they? But if it's kosher, it has to be. Isn't there like some sort of a procedure that a rabbi has to do, or not?
Yeah, if you're going to make them in your own home, even though you're using kosher ingredients, it doesn't mean that it's kosher. But if you are set up to make kosher cookies, then I'm pretty sure that like Wilton's meringue powder is kosher.
Yeah, a lot of the ingredients are kosher, but like Amber said, if you are not right? I mean, I don't.
Yeah, you have to
have
certified.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just putting, so you can see if I put it in the light, it's super shiny now.
It is super shiny. Does this dry too crunchy, or does the icing remain supple?
Well, royal icing dries hard.
Yeah.
Which is why I like my cookies to be soft, because to kind of like, so you're not biting into like,
not a double hard.
Yeah.
You can make royal icing a bit softer with, and we talked about this before, with corn syrup or invert sugar syrup, but most people use corn syrup. It's super easy to use. You can use up to, I think, I use 1/3 of a cup or 2 pounds of powdered sugar.
Oh, okay. I've never tried it.
It does something, but it's not. I wouldn't recommend it if you plan on doing piped roses and stuff.
Right, it won't hold the.
Or I wouldn't use it to build a gingerbread house. So cool, love them.
We dried 24 hours, Amber, before you started painting that on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dried overnight.
Do you know, does True Color make bronze?
Don't know about bronze, but they definitely make gold. Yeah, I don't know if they have a bronze one. They have all different colors. I'm going to be using purple on this one a little bit. But it's great coverage. The gold is I don't really use the gold just because it's like not my favorite shade. It's kind of like a yellowish gold.
They do have copper. I'm on their website. They have pearl shine, liquid silver. They have gold, copper. Yeah, I don't see a bronze, but you could.
So I'm gonna use black medium consistency icing to pipe my spider.
So so here is the link to. So here is the direct link to today's supplies list from Marlin on Amazon, and I don't know if you guys can click on that, but as always, all the links that we share with you guys are on Amazon. We do get a small commission from the sales, but we always recommend products that we use and love. So I think you could find the cocoa powder there. The name is Cocoa Berry Cocoa Powder, Cocoa Extra Brut Chocolate. It's 100% cocoa powder, right? Or chocolate extra brut. My brand is Cocoa Berry. That's the brand.
So I'm just gonna let this dry for a few minutes and I'll pipe decorations around here before I go back to finish the spider.
What's the piping bag? Is that like the fabric one? Is that silicone? What do you have?
Yeah, it's a reusable bag. It's I don't know what the material is, but it's kind of.
Oh, it's those ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Diana is asking, does this seem to have the consistency like the colors you use to paint on cookies? What is the consistency of the swirls the icing you're using to pipe the swirls?
I call this medium consistency, so it holds a soft peak. I think it's also known as piping consistency to some cookie decorators. But yeah, you just want it to hold a very like a soft peak. So it comes out of the tip very easily, but it holds its shape.
Do you like spiders?
I don't like spiders, but they eat the other bugs in the house, so I let them be.
I think in Japan, it's a bad luck when you kill a spider. Like when you find a spider in your house, you should release it to the nature.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Do
yeah.
you do that? Do you do that?
I think that does the vacuum cleaner bucket count as nature?
You know, I'm always worried when I use vacuum cleaner that it's going to come back
Yeah.
like stronger and bigger for the house, you know, like and unexpectedly, you know, it's gonna jump out with a, you don't think that? I don't think you. I mean, do you do that?
The garage in my case, it's central vacuum, and so then there's like this little door that closes on the thing, so I don't think so. I mean, if you're worried about it, you can spray the inside of your bucket with Raid, so when they get in there, it's an extra fun time.
Marlene, you are hysterical. Yes, she is. I hate spiders. Yes, I don't like hate them. I mean, I usually let them be, but
Mm-hmm.
they can be pretty scary sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, this time of year, like we have those huge ones that make the giant webs out. They're outside, not in the house, but the
So it's
little.
also in Hungary. It's a bad luck to kill a spider. So we take them out on a paper. But my problem is they are so fast. So you take it out on a paper, and by the time you are outside, it's on your arm or something.
Yeah.
Well, we don't even know what spiders are here, really, because I mean, when you see like what exists in some warmer places, you're not chasing it around to put on no paper. I mean, you're
So
getting.
Byron says that I believe in China, it's always good luck to have a cricket in the house. Crazy, isn't it? No, I think at some point everybody has. I mean, something in the house, right? A
Yeah.
mosquito, a bug, or some kind of a creature. You all need to Google Lucas spider. I have. It's hysterical. I have.
What
Have you
is
seen
it?
Lucas the spider? I
No.
think it's on YouTube. If I remember correctly, we were watching it months ago, and it's hysterical.
Well, your daughters would love it, Amber. Seriously, it's the cutest little thing.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
Yes, very cute.
Is it a cartoon or what is this?
It's kind of like he makes it look quite realistic.
I'm creeping you out. My apologies. I'm usually not like this. Yeah, you have to. Have you seen the Lucas the spider?
Yes, he's adorable.
It's adorable. It's like it's the most adorable spider there is.
All right, I'll look it up later.
So we do have a valid cookie question. What's the standard thickness for a cookie? Maria is asking. What do you use? I use 1/4 inch now, most times. What do you have? What do you?
What's the question?
What's the standard thickness for a cookie?
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I really like doing 3/16, which is like just a little bit less than a 1/4 inch.
Well, how about you, Mar?
I use that rolling guide. I don't know. I'd have to measure. I guess it's about a 1/4 inch. I think it's about that.
I have to say this, and this goes back to spiders. Amy says, if it doesn't pay rent, it doesn't stay in my house. That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh, yes, a cartoon, and it's a cartoon, and I have a spider like him in my yard that we named Lucas. I'm sorry, but a spider of that size that you have in your yard, it would be hard for me to get out of the house, I think. He's a CGI spider, yes. How do you make spiders so beautiful?
Just add a little filigree and
that's it.
There you go. I'm using the same icing for everything on here. The spider, the filigree, the border. It's all medium consistency icing and a tip 1.
So we do have a question. This is for Marlene. I bought wooden flower is asking. I bought wooden pins to make the embroidery technique Marlene showed us, but the dough gets sticky and the pattern is vanished. Could you please give your recommendations? Thank you.
I don't know how like dry your dough is. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like if it's not too more, like maybe throw it in the fridge a little bit to chill it so that it doesn't kind of get too much in the cracks, you know. And then
don't use baking powder, right? I wouldn't use baking powder.
And then freeze it. Freeze it before baking it. And that really helps too to hold the definition. But that's one of the biggest review negatives that I saw on Etsy. I was looking at the 3D rolling pins, and the comment time and time again was that the indentation wasn't deep enough. So maybe it's just that rolling pins indentations are not deep enough to hold the design.
All right, so I'm using this True Color again. This one is purple.
Okay, and it's also shiny.
Yes.
Do you have all of them? All of the colors from their line?
I have copper, but I have pink, blue, purple.
And so yeah, it goes nicely on top of a purple, but would it show up if you were to put it on the black or not really?
Yes.
Oh, it does show up.
Yeah. So it has really nice coverage for dark colors, but it doesn't show up that well on white.
Oh.
So this was painted when you showed us? This was before? Okay.
So this design dried. I piped this earlier today, so that only has to dry for a little while, like an hour probably, and then you can.
So Lisa is asking, if you don't use baking powder in your dough, what do you replace it with? Well, if you're making cookies with the embossing tool, I wouldn't use anything. You can use you can make cookies without cookie powder, without baking powder, and they still taste really good.
Yeah, it's not a cake, so it can stay a little bit flatter. Oh, I was sure that you were using purple icing. You painted them.
Me too. I was absolutely sure. The one on the left, it seems like it's probably just lighting though. Like it's a little darker. I feel
it is darker. I think it got darker as it dried because it definitely is. This side even looks more pink in person than this side, so it changes a little bit as it dries.
I wonder how that would look on the embossed cookies, like, you know, on top of the chocolate cookie dough.
Oh, I think it would be really cool on that.
I think so too. Agreed. And the paintbrush you're using is from Wilton? It's the 5 set?
Yes. Yeah, so all the brushes I used today are from the Wilton 5-piece set, and those are also in my shop.
Is it in your shop on Global Belly?
Yeah. Yeah, I should see if we can get these True Color luster paints in there too.
Yeah, that would be cool. They're really easy to use, especially if folks can find you know, good alcohol to use the luster dust with.
Yeah.
Do they have an expiration date, Amber, those products like that?
I don't see one. I doubt it.
Because if it gets too thick, you just add alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Anne is asking, I missed the beginning of the event today. Is it available to see again? Yes, it is. It is available on Facebook. If you go on our respective pages, Montreal Confections, Sweet M's, and Hanielas, at the very top of the page where you see home, live, videos, events, when you click on live tab, it will bring you to a new screen, and there you can find all the previous lives from months ago, and you can rewatch them as many times as you wish. Sylvia, yes, I just said yes. It is. This is being recorded, stored on Facebook, so you guys can watch it later. Heather is asking, is that a powder or a liquid? So Amber is using what comes in a liquid form. It's already. Apologize. So it comes in a liquid form, and you can use it right away from a bottle.
Yes, and then it does dry out over time, but you just add more alcohol to it.
So that brings us to a next question from CatCon. What alcohol do you use for thinning? I'm new and I don't know about this.
I use very strong vodka, so 151 proof vodka, or grain alcohol like Everclear. So anything that's very strong. Okay.
Very nice.
So we do have a question. Would it be easier just to pipe in purple? Well, you wouldn't get the nice,
The
like the
shine.
shimmering
shine. The shine on the purple here, because I think the silver is kind of overpowering it, but it's shiny. And you can't, well, there are products now, I think, where you can pipe shiny.
The gold, there's gold. As far as I know, there's only gold, right? Like gold, really. It's by Marlene, help me. It's by
Evil Cake Genius.
Yes, Evil Cake Genius.
Yeah, and it's pretty expensive. I mean,
yeah, it's only if I can find a link. If you see any in the comments, any questions, please. I'm just trying to get the link to the Evil. What is it called? Evil Cake Genius.
Yeah, that's it. Evil Cake Genius.
Evil Cake Genius. They do have ready to be used gold. I think it's gold. Gold royal icing, right?
Yeah.
Metallic or whatever they.
If you tried to mix this into icing, it's not concentrated enough to like give you a nice shiny icing.
They do have a metallic royal icing set. It's a set of 4, and it retails at $84.96, which is I find that's pretty pricey.
It is.
It doesn't. I can't seem to find. Oh, it's 4 150-gram jars, so that's pretty small. That's like a jar. That you would
spend time painting. It might be worth it to try it to see if it saves you time to just pipe it instead of pipe and then paint, because that's like.
Well, yeah, that's what you're doing. If you're getting paid for cookies for a wedding and you're charging $10 a cookie, then by all means order away.
Yeah.
Right.
There's also just gold, which is $20.
Yeah.
Sandy wants to know if the new cookie rice recipe is a little spicy, referring to my pumpkin spice. I just used like the McCormick pumpkin spice mix. I don't find it does have like a little bit of a spice to it, but not like hot, but it's just it's pumpkin pie spice. That's what it is. So if you like that, then you'll like the recipe.
That's right. I need Jeremy, you're gonna buy you're gonna buy these things. Of course, if you're cranking out 1,000 cookies, order whatever you want. Order whatever you want.
Oh, this is upside down. I don't know. I feel like I like it better with just black. What do you think?
I kind of agree with you, but the thing is, it's good for you to show the option. It's out there.
Yeah. I'm going to poll my patrons later today and see.
I think the background shines with the black.
Yeah.
It's like a star for me. The background, it's such a nice background, like very like metallic looking.
It's like purple for Halloween too,
We did have a question in the beginning, and then Byron just reminded me. What do you recommend for cookie making beginners? Be kind to yourself.
Yeah,
it can be, for some people it's easy to do. For some people it's harder. I had a student. She she always painted her nails. So she was very natural at it because she had that really, it's like you need like it's fine detail when you do nails, and then somebody else struggles. So just give yourself a, chance to make mistakes, and it's a cookie. You can eat it later and start over. Yeah. Any tips for beginners?
No, I think that's good. Like, just be patient with yourself, and if you hate it, then like don't force yourself to do it. But if you love it and you're not, if you love it and your cookies don't look like the cookies that you see on Instagram or whatever, like as long as you're having fun doing it, then you're gonna want to spend the time practicing, and that's gonna make you better at it. So if you like it, do it. Don't worry about what other people's cookies look like.
Yeah, absolutely. The comparison is a killer of creativity, right?
Well,
we know about.
Also, when you bring them to, let's say, to a party, and you've made them, and you're like happy with like, well, you're maybe critical of them. You're looking at them, and you're like, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that. When you bring them to the party, you don't need to say all the things that you spotted that you find are not. Right. Just be quiet, and when everybody's saying how pretty your cookies are, just say thank you. You don't need to say, but look at this is ugly, or but this is ugly. You don't point out the flaws that you spotted. They don't see them.
This cookie has a hairline crack, and they'll be looking at you like, well, I don't see anything.
Exactly. Be quiet.
But just enjoy being in a spotlight. Because not everybody can decorate cookies. So
Exactly.
So many spider cookies this Halloween, and they are gorgeous. Tips, please.
Well, I have, I've done a lot of spider cookies these past few years. So if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll see like the tutorials under the Halloween playlist. So you can see like the different ways that I've done. It's usually, I just do medium consistency icing with a tip 1. And they pretty much all look like this. But the tutorials are there. And you can go back and watch this video.
Jeremy has a good advice. Do it for the pure joy of art. If it doesn't bring you joy, keep looking for your art. You will find it. That's a really good.
Yes. Well, for me, the funny thing is when people write in our comments, and we've all seen the comments, oh, what a waste of time. It's just a cookie. Well, I mean, the thing is.
My, that GIF I always get, nobody ain't got no time oh my God. Okay, well, if you have time to watch my video, thank you very much.
But the difference between our craft, like we're painting cookies and stuff, and people who paint on a canvas, well, they've got like a hoarding situation. They've got canvases everywhere. Our stuff magically disappears, and we have room for the new stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, just because our stuff is edible and it's short-lived, it doesn't make it less art, right? Like I'd rather.
It's really hard to not critique ourselves. It is very hard because we always, I should have done this better, blah blah blah. But then a year later, you are like, well, this looks pretty cool. Like you kind of have to give yourself a little time, because sometimes when you look at it right away, it looks like, okay, I'm not really happy with this. But then wait a couple days, and then look at it from a different, few days, and then you'll see it with different eyes.
Well, just eat with your eyes closed.
You might eat a spider then. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if we have any more questions, but as always, you can rewatch the lives on our Facebook pages.
And we'll be wrapping up Halloween. We'll be moving on to.
Yeah, what's next week? I don't even know.
Well, next week is.
We should
let me grab my calendar.
Right?
When is the Halloween? I lose track of time.
I mean, it's coming fast.
So today is 20th. So we have next Saturday. Oh yeah.
Well, next Saturday. Is everybody done with Halloween tutorials now? Do you want us to move on to Thanksgiving, or what do you want to see?
The thing
let us know.
Yeah, the thing is people, if they want to order stuff, they need time to like.
Yeah, so like this weekend would probably be like the weekend that you would do Halloween. So next week doing a Halloween tutorial isn't gonna give anybody enough time.
Wait, what are the? We have a question. Katie's asking, what are the dimensions of? Oh, it just jumped of the. Where is it?
This
of
is
the
4
spider
inches
cookie.
long, 4 inches.
It's 4 inches
width, but it's yeah.
How many ply cookie cutters do you have?
A lot.
That's a very bad question. Like 20, 30?
Probably 30.
30? Wow, that's a lot.
I don't know. I'll count and then I'll tell you next time.
Take a picture. Take a picture.
Yeah, take a picture.
Okay, I'll do that. That's my homework for next week.
Kelly says Halloween. June says Thanksgiving. Linda says Thanksgiving. One more Halloween. Amazing work. Hey, Justin. We did have a question about the cost of how would you price professionally done decorated cookies. We have talked about that in previous lives, I think. As
yeah, we usually
as far as I remember,
the Sweet Sugar Bells pricing chart.
Yeah,
yes, you can. Let me just grab it again.
Yeah.
Jeremy wants Star Wars. Sure.
Awesome.
Star Wars on a pumpkin.
We can put Star Wars on anything. We bought our neighbor an apron, and he's a Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. Thanksgiving birthday, Carol says.
Here is the pricing chart from Kali Sweet Sugar Bell. She created this chart way 8 years ago, but it's still relevant today. So you can check it out there and figure out how you would price your cookies. Christmas.
Angie has a suggestion.
Day of the Dead. Yes. Thank you, Angie. All right. I think that would be a lot of fun. Oh, hi, Dad.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Amber's dad.
Hello, hello.
I love your work, woodworking. It's amazing. Amber has been sharing on your Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just did something pretty remarkable, right? All the spindles they did, I think, right? You said. How many did they do?
I don't know how many.
A lot.
A lot, like a lot. Yeah.
Christmas birthday cookies. 2-in-1 cookie. Fall flowers. Oh, fall flowers would be nice as well. You could maybe incorporate that into the Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like
happy anniversary, Sherry. Wow.
Pumpkin and scarecrows, and how would you make them work for Halloween versus Thanksgiving?
Ooh, 500 spindles. Wow.
500. Yeah, it's insane. I like the little, was it the White House they did last?
Was it Eleanor Roosevelt?
They did the blocks, that was neat.
Oh.
Jeremy is deeply jealous of Amber's father's work. Very impressive. Thanksgiving. So you guys, we have to decide. I mean, we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I vote for Day of the Dead because we didn't do anything with that yet. We've done a lot of Halloween.
When is Thanksgiving for you guys, though?
Thanksgiving is the 3rd week, right? It's it's early this week. No, it's the 19th. Am I correct or no? Am I wrong?
It's the 4th Thursday of November. I don't know.
Is it 4th? I thought it was 3rd. Oh, is it 4th?
Because
I've been celebrating wrong all these years. Is it? Okay, let me see.
But Day of
Thanksgiving.
What day would it be? Next Tuesday is the 27th. So yeah, I mean, scheduling is tight, but we could do it.
Because I guess we have, oh yeah, you're right. Thanksgiving is on 22nd, 26th. So we do have time for Thanksgiving. It gives us.
We've got plenty of time for Thanksgiving stuff, I think. So let's get.
Yeah, so there is plenty of time for Thanksgiving. So do you guys want to do Day of the Dead, inspired by Day of the Dead.
I think it's a popular, but everybody's asking for Thanksgiving that I'm seeing.
Well, I think we'll. I mean, we'll.
Just do it. Jeremy says, just do it.
Just do it. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to wrap it up.
Thanks, everybody.
And thank you for joining us today. And
and
we
thank
will.
you, Stacey, for waking up early to watch us. That's so nice. Wow.
What time is it? Did somebody? Is
an hour or two early to watch. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say thank you for that. Okay, so we'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll see you. No, we'll see you on Friday. Actually,
we're on Friday.
On Friday.
We'll see you on Friday, and
maybe I'll do Thanksgiving on Friday. That's what we were talking about, Han, because those are the cookies I've got cut. I don't want to have to cut more cookies for Friday.
Okay, so I'm honestly, I thought it was. I don't know why. I always thought it's third week in November. Anyway, so it's a fourth week. Thank you for correcting me. And we will see you on Friday, and then back on Tuesday, right?
That's right, for the three of us.
1 p.m. Eastern time, which is a New York time. For those of you who are wondering, you can figure out the time zone where you are.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
We'll see you. Bye.
Bye.